going on, guys? It is Rinne-Hatake here, back with another video, and today I got What If Goku Had Broly's Potential Part 1. This will be the second upload of today, and I might not get down to the third upload, but I will try to upload that tomorrow if possible. Earliest, maybe midnight. Earliest, but without further ado, actually, I still have one more thing to say. If you see this chart here at the front, it says that only 21% of you guys are subscribed. So why don't you go down there, hit the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. And this would truly help the channel and will help us get to a larger audience, and it would help us spread our content to a wider variety of people. But without further ado, let's finally begin this what if scenario. So, where I'm gonna start this off is not at Goku's birth, since Broly's potential doesn't really work in the way of infinite potential, or doesn't really work in the way of Frieza's potential. Since Frieza has insane potential, with constant training, he could overpower Beerus. And as you see in the manga now, he's overpowering MUI Goku and, well, Ultra Ego Vegeta. With his new form, Frieza Black, or Black Frieza. That's his new form. But the way Broly's potential really works is his strength grows during battle. And that's how Goku's gonna actually grow in strength. So, I'm gonna start this off in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. As Goku and his family were reuniting with the Z Fighters, they were all there at the Kame house, having a fun time, having a friendly barbecue, enjoying food that Chi-Chi and many others made, and just having a blast, until Raditz, the elder brother of Goku, decides to ruin their whole party, and basically lands on a farm, kills the farmer, heads off, meets up with Piccolo, and has the same interaction. Most of all of that goes exactly the same. But this time, the only main, or not really main, but like slight difference is Goku's power level. Due to all the rage boost he had in the past, kind of cemented his power to be about at least the power level of 1,000 or so. As Raditz, I believe, had the power level of 1,500. If not mistaken, or if I'm not mistaken, that's Raditz's power level. But anyways, we continue. As Goku had now challenged Raditz, and this time when Raditz struck him down, it didn't keep him on the ground for long, as it did wind him, but it wasn't as strong as it would be. But Goku decides to follow Raditz, and basically follow him, basically to go fight him. And Piccolo also showed up, informing Goku that they should team up. And yeah, they had the same team up against Raditz. But the main difference here is that actually Piccolo is stronger, but not the same level as Goku. He's probably increased his power level from 310 to about 3... No, not 3, but to about 500 to 600. Since Goku's influence is kind of rubbing off on him. He wants to become strong and rule Earth, but if Goku's here, he cannot do so, or not do that. So he became stronger, but not overly strong, but just stronger. But Goku and Raditz do their tag team, as Goku takes off his weighted clothing, increasing his power level, not really power level, but speed, to even greater heights than it would be. As Piccolo does the same with his heavy head helmet looking thing. It's basically like a heavy cloth that he places on his head, and his whole heavy cape and all that, he removes that. As now Goku and Piccolo go face to face against Raditz, as both of them go so fast as they dash forward, as Raditz was in his fighting stance and also dashes forward in blinding speeds. All three of them clashed fists as you can see the impact of their fists and kicks in the sky as it makes a shockwave. As each shockwave kind of makes a tiny crater in the ground. As they were moving so fast, the ground was just following in their footsteps. As craters, or small little craters, were forming every time they move from left to right, north, south, east to west, they're moving so fast they're moving all directions. As they finally break that little rally they had there and continue the fight as Goku goes in for the strike, going in for a right haymaker. Raditz dodging and weaving and kneeing Goku in the stomach as Goku gets hit, but in that moment that Goku was unguarded or lowered his guard, Piccolo comes in throwing a left, and then a kick, and then another spinning kick which Raditz manages to block, throwing Piccolo away. As this process continues, as Raditz continues to get overwhelmed by these two strengths. But what totally surprised him was Goku's rage that was getting built up. As his strength continued to get stronger, every punch that Goku missed or got blocked just made Goku even angrier. As Goku, in this time will have a bit of an anger problem. Not really anger problem, well, kind of. In the middle of battle, he will have like some sort of anger problem in the middle of battle, and this will benefit him in the long run for most part because of his insane potential. Since Goku had this anger continuously build up, Goku's power level continued to soar even higher than even Raditz's, continuously growing to even greater heights. As Raditz was absolutely getting bullied, as Piccolo could see this, and he decided to back up. As Goku, now getting even more, or his rage continuously, and I mean continuously builds up. As his hair kind of flickers upwards, as his eyes start changing every now and then, as finally Goku yells, as you can hear his roar from the heavens, as Goku finishes his mini transformation, as he transforms into the Ikari state, as he has a greenish yellowish aura covering his body, as his eyes have changed from pure black to orangey yellowish, as now Goku stares down Raditz, as Raditz is terrified. And he did kidnap Gohan, if you are still wondering about that part. He did kidnap Gohan. That totally backfired since Goku now beats on the man, and I totally forgot that will also provoke Goku that Gohan was, well, taken and kidnapped, so that will also benefit Goku's anger or potential in this sort of scenario. As his power level right now, with that 10 times boost and the continuous power growth, would rival that of even Vegeta in his Great Ozaru form, or his Great Ape form. And that is something to say, because that power level would be 180,000. And Goku rivaling that power, not even in the Great Ape form, but like the mini Great Ape form, or just the humanoid version, and his power continuously grows, is very, very OP indeed. And giving him somewhat of an anger problem during fighting will definitely benefit Goku. But, tangent aside, Goku continues to wail on Raditz until his son basically breaks free from the machine somehow and hugs Goku, or just tells him to stop it, does that, that old anime fashion where some OP MC is literally beating on another character, then another side character stops. Another side character basically stops. Basically another side character stops the MC, and that's the whole situation here. Gohan stops Goku. Goku ends up listening and snaps out of his enraged state back to his base form. And now with the realization that he beat Raditz to a bloody pulp, and Raditz is literally on the verge of death. Well, Raditz couldn't even utter a word since Goku punched him in the face multiple times, and probably broke his jawline, or just broke his jaw, and he was completely unconscious. His, scouter was broken, which would be beneficial since this would give them more time needed to train against the other Saiyans. As Goku isn't so sure that there are others coming, but also at the same time, he doesn't want to be unprepared. So he tells everyone to get to training, and tells his son Gohan to train with Piccolo, as Goku leaves Gohan with Piccolo, so Gohan can learn how to fend for himself in the wild, as that will be beneficial. So, my apologies if you did hear any background noises, but we continue. As Goku, tells everyone to prepare and do training, as they do so. As Gohan was left in the wild, and Piccolo does supervise him, but trains in solitude. But make sure Gohan gets food every now and then, and makes him survive in the wild, so he can get used to living alone and get some animalistic instincts, or just some fighting instincts. So he could prepare himself for battle, as he does also come in and intervene when some things are too hard for Gohan, but also teaches him how to fight, some actual good fighting techniques, and tells him not to be so introverted, trying to fix Gohan's introverted self, turning him to more of an extrovert and less of an introvert, more active and more outstanding and outgoing. That's what Piccolo's trying to help Gohan with, but Goku and the others are training, as Goku decides to train in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber for like a whole day, which would be a year, as Goku has already, in a single day, surpassed every single one of them. His power level soaring to the same level it was when, right after he finished training with King Kai, to the power level of 9,000 right after. As why that is because he continuously trained for a year non-stop, so that would be a big benefit. And I do apologize if you hear any loud yelling in the background. It's just a family and all that, but I do apologize. But anyways, with that out of the way, we continue. As well, Goku finished that up, right? And everyone else decided to do that training, that time travel training that Kami had. Goku did that already, so he's gonna be training with King Kai, and that's because Kami recommended that. So Kami teleported to the other world, introduced Goku to the big red man on the chair that's supposed to be like a god or something that judges the souls, whether they can go to heaven or hell. Yeah, that's the guy he basically showed him to. That big red guy. Yeah, that big red guy with a cap that's said to be a legendary warrior that crossed the Snake Way. Yeah, that guy. Goku met him, had a conversation, and then left. That person's name being King Yama. I just remembered that. King Yama. So yeah, Goku started running on Snake Way. This would be way easier due to his insane power-up already, and his insane speed. Arriving there in less than, 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours tops, as he does arrive, as the gravity isn't really hard for him, as King Kai already told him the basics, and he had to make him laugh, as Goku already, isn't really much of a jokester, or can't really make jokes, but somehow it manages, through my plot armor, to make King Kai laugh with a joke. So now Goku chases a monkey, and that's really easy. He catches him, he has to hit a bug with a mallet, he hits him, and now Goku begins the other training, as Goku's speed is a lot more increased. The weighted clothing also benefits that as well, and now Goku, continuously trains learning the Kaioken technique and the what's it called? The Spirit Bomb technique. As he's already trained for a long while in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, this will also be beneficial to improve his power level. And this time I'm gonna say his power level increases a lot more than just 9,000. His power level would increase by 12,000 due to his insane Broly increasing potential that instantly helps him during battle, not just battle but also sparring. That's kind of counts as battling. And King Kai would spar with Goku every now and then, but King Kai would ultimately get overpowered due to Goku having insane brute strength and graceful technique. He learned that by Master Roshi. But anyways, we move. As Goku is now so strong, really strong. And he's able to use Kaioken times 10 already. Kaioken times 10. Maybe 20 for 5 minutes, but that's about it. But Goku's trying to develop a technique that doesn't hurt him. It's like a multiplier technique that doesn't hurt him, but he can use constantly. It just relies on the stamina, and that's about it. So it's basically like a transformation that doesn't have any drawbacks, and I can only think of one form that has no drawbacks, that being the ultimate form. And why I say this is because it's not really mentioned, I don't think, at least it is mentioned in the manga that the ultimate form has any form of drawback, since that form is based off one's potential. And if your potential is great, your power will be great. So yeah, I don't really think that form has any drawbacks, but I do apologize if you can still hear a lot of yelling. I will try to cut that out. But anyways, we continue. As now the training is over, and the Saiyans are already arriving. Well, let's just say this is like the first month of training. Actually, no, that cannot be the first month of training. Let's say it's been like a lot of months. Let's time skip backwards to when Raditz got absolutely clapped by Goku. As well, Vegeta and Nappa waited for a week or two, and they didn't hear any word back from Raditz. So their only assumption was Raditz was dead or was captured. So they instantly went back. Well, actually, not went back, but instantly went on their space pods and basically flew over to Earth. That's what they did. As Goku and the others continuously trained, improving their martial arts skills, improving their strength, and making new attacks to impress each other, as now they are over the strength that they would be. As even the human Z fighters have increased their strength. But anyways, we continue. As now the Saiyans arrive, as they sense massive power levels in an area, as Nappa and Vegeta follow those energy signatures, and those already being there are Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Chiaotzu, Gohan, and Piccolo. Those are the Z fighters that are already there and are ready to fight, as their power levels are much higher. But they are suppressing it, as Piccolo is the highest at 2,000 suppressed. Krillin at 1,200, Yamcha just above Krillin 1,300, and Tien at, well, the second highest 1,500, while Gohan just below Krillin 1,150. And this is all suppressed, of course, as Gohan would be stronger, but he's suppressing his power, since Piccolo taught him to do so, to make himself seem the weakest. But anyways, we continue, as they are finally getting into a fight, as the Cybermen, my bad, I was about to say Saber, but the Cybermen already were planted by Nappa, as Nappa tells them to destroy the humans. As this time, well, Yamcha isn't as cocky and doesn't get clapped by a Cyberman, and actually defeats the one that blew up on him. As he, well, as that Cyberman does a hold, as he's been practicing this with Mr. Popo, whenever anything smaller than him and has a strong grip climbs on his back like that, he'd have to think of a way to loosen their grip and somehow break free, and he does some OP anime style martial arts break free thing of a hold, and he basically breaks free and creates a small spirit orb in his hand, throwing it or just using his fingers to control it to send it straight towards, well, send it straight towards the Cybermen, instantly clapping that thing, destroying it. As now the Cybermen all get eradicated since Vegeta decided to destroy them, as he looks at them saying, "How pitiful, losing to a bunch of humans. How weak can you get?" As now Nappa steps in and decides to fight. As Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin get into the fight and decide to team up on it. As Chaozu, being a backup, can also hold him back for about 2 to 3 seconds at max. Being like a support person, this would really be beneficial, but since Vegeta is a very smart and cunning battler at times, he would definitely see Chaozu doing such things, so he would immediately go for Chaozu first, going straight in front of his face, sucker punching him, and then continuously beating on my boy Chaozu. And then Chaozu gets mercilessly killed by Vegeta. As Tien gets a little angered by this, but can't do anything since he's in the middle of a battle, and soon enough they manage to overpower Nappa, defeating Nappa as well. But now as the tough challenge comes in, Vegeta. As they all gang on Vegeta, but Vegeta holds them all off. Piccolo joins in, goes full power. Power level is about 6 to 7, actually 7,000. Gohan powers up, actually is the second highest. His power level would definitely be just a little below Piccolo, about 5,000 or so, and they were able to hold up against Vegeta, but the power level does make a difference, but their numbers also makes a difference. Their numbers being able to basically overwhelm Vegeta, as this is good, as more numbers of people join in the fight and basically overpower Vegeta, but Vegeta had enough of this and decided to go full power in his base form and mop the floor with all the human Z fighters first, since they were the weakest, and then mop the floor with the 2 others. As Piccolo being there would honestly save Gohan whenever he's in trouble, and this works in, Piccolo's or Vegeta's advantage, as he basically throws himself a Gallic gun, charging up a Gallic gun straight towards, Gohan, as Piccolo had no time to actually counter this beam, nor did Gohan. So Piccolo did the only thing he can do: block the blast. As he did so in canon, when Nappa threw or blasted Gohan like that in canon, so Gohan would definitely feel that one. Gohan saw his, kind of like a father figure or an uncle figure at this point, to get almost killed because of him, as Goku had finally got out of the other world and was already flying. But Gohan is absolutely devastated, as Gohan gets angered, as his power level soars through the roof, as he doesn't turn Super Saiyan, but he does get an insane rage boost, charging up his Masenko, firing it at Vegeta, as Vegeta was too busy laughing. He was just laughing at Piccolo's stupidity until he gets blasted into a mountain by Gohan's Masenko, but that took all of Gohan's energy, as he drops to his knees, falling unconscious. But Goku was already there, or had finally just arrived, seeing all his friends collapse on the ground. This sight angers Goku, as he sees the one man who did this happened to be Vegeta, as Vegeta sees Kakarot saying, "Ah, Kakarot. So, do you still want to join my crew, or do you still want to join? Join me, Kakarot. We can rule this galaxy together. Or do you want to die with this pitiful planet? It's your call." "I'd rather die, Vegeta. I'd rather die than join somebody like you." As Goku now gets even more enraged, powering up as Goku's able to go into Wrathful. He's able to enter Wrathful, or you could call it Ikari form. He can enter the Ikari or the Wrathful state. He enters that form instantly, and his power level mollywops Vegeta. He claps Vegeta instantly, even with Vegeta's big moon, with his big false moon, and him being Zaru, that not really doing much. Goku still slaps him, and that ends up with, well, Vegeta getting absolutely clapped. Goku beating him up, and that's about it. And I think I might end it off there. What do you guys think? If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another new upload. But without further ado, I'll see you all in the next What If scenario. Peace.